Okay, and we're live. We're live. Hey everyone, day 3. We can safely say that we made 3 days with the coronavirus with Corinne Lafont. Isn't that awesome? Day 3. Oh, it's a beautiful day today. I'm looking outside my window. I'm seeing the birds flying in the sky. It's beautiful. So we're here today. I'm Corinne Lafont, and with Lafont Associates, PR Public Relations. If you don't know what PR is, Public Relations and Communications Consultancy. So it's great to be here. Oh, it's raining now. Isn't that awesome? It's raining. Yes, to wash away everything. All right, so we're here today, day 3 of crisis management. Day 1 on March 18th, we discussed taking responsibility for your future. Day 2, which was yesterday, we had a lovely discussion on, what did we discuss? Engaging your customer base. And today we're talking about evolving in the opportunity. Yeah? So evolving in the opportunity. That's what we're talking about today. So you're going to spend another 59 minutes with me. I just want to start off being thankful for everything, having internet, life, good health, beautiful sunshine, rain, just everything you could think about. Just be thankful. Water, light, food, good neighbors, good friends, people who are calling to find out how you're doing, family. This is the time for us to reach out to persons. Once they cross your mind, as soon as they cross your mind, pick up that phone, send them a text, give them a call. Because you just don't know if you will hear any bad news about the person. Or good news. Let's not think everything is bad. But call them once they cross your mind and you think about them, give them a call. If you are not speaking to someone for whatever reason, now is not the time to continue holding that grudge. Now is a time to forgive. And you see what I'm saying to you here? It's all part of evolving in the opportunity. Evolve. When I looked it up, let me just go back to my notes here because I don't want to say the wrong thing. What does it mean to evolve? You are given an opportunity in this time of crisis. And when I look up what evolve means, just out of curiosity, because we know evolve means change. Evolve means like a gradual change. It's not rapid, it's supposed to take time. Some people don't like change. So this whole situation with coronavirus has forced a change on us that we were not prepared for. Some people were not prepared for, and it took them out of their comfort zone. It teaches us, because this is the whole thing about evolving, is what are the lessons we have to learn from this pandemic, that we have to change. We have to learn to change. We have to learn to evolve, whether it is forced upon us, whether it is voluntary. Yes? We have to learn to change. We have to learn to accept and embrace change. So when I looked it up online about evolving, it says when something evolves, it changes or develops over time. So there's no rush over time. Some things may happen faster than some. It give an example like your taste in music and clothes may change over time. Even a career, a job may change over time. And it says it evolves as you get older. So different phases of your life, you're going to have a different perspective on things. As a child, the way we see things will be different as when you are a teenager. And then when you become an adult, over 18, 21, thereabout, you have a different outlook. You're supposed to, because you're supposed to, as they say, mature, grow, educate yourself. But when I say educate, I don't mean in a school. I'm talking life. Life. There is no better school than life. So you're supposed to evolve. Yes? Grow, progress, learn, change. It says evolve comes from the Latin word evolver. Evolver. Let me spell it because I don't want to say it wrong in Latin. Evolvere. Evolver. Yes, that's what I want to say. Evolver. That's what I want to say. Evolver, which means to unroll. And we have rolled things up already and unroll things. So we know from the word unroll, and it says it's a perfect image to keep in mind when thinking about the verb evolve. It goes on to say, let me just go to my notes here. It's a perfect image when you think of the word to unroll, when you think of the word evolve. So evolve means to unroll. So when something is unrolling or unraveling, it is doing so gradually. You know, like if you have a ball of twine and you just roll it, it's not rushing, it takes its time and it roll out. Yes? Not all at once. Yes? So evolve describes a development that is taking its time to reach its final destination. Whatever that destination may be, we don't know, but we are working towards a goal, an objective, an aim. It says think of change with a speed limit. So you can put your own speed limit. You know, within communities, the speed limit is what, 50 miles an hour or less? You know, when you're on the highway, it's 100. Yes? So you have a speed limit. You decide. And the thing about the speed limit when you're unrolling or you're unraveling or you're evolving is you determine your speed limit. It's yours. You are evolving. Don't think of yourself competing with someone else or in a community or at work and think you have to keep up at the same pace as everybody else, which is what tends to happen, but you're not supposed to. You're in your own lane, running your own race. When, as I say that, the image comes back to me of Usain Bolt, as I've mentioned before, I lived in Jamaica for 21 years. I've met Usain Bolt, I've seen him run. I'm sure you all have seen him run. And I don't know if you know this about athletes, but athletes, when they're running that 100 meters, they're in their own lane. Swimmers is the same thing. They're in their own lane. They're not paying attention to the person next to them. They set a time, a speed limit that they want to achieve or meet, and that is the clock they're working against, their own clock. Not the person on the left, not the person on the right. They're not looking left or right. They are competing with themselves. They are evolving. They are determining at what speed limit they want to achieve, at what speed limit they want to go, what time they want to beat. When they go back into the competition again, they need to beat their last time. So they set a speed limit. So evolving, the unrolling, the unraveling, the progress, the change, the taking the time, you set your own speed limit. It goes on to say your taste in music evolved from the nursery rhymes you loved as a kid to whatever you like today. Although I still love nursery rhymes. Yes, I still do. These things stay in your mind. Even places can evolve, like the old-fashioned coffee shops that evolved into internet cafes. And that fits right nicely in the whole aspect of business evolving. And we will talk a little bit more about that, right? So people are doing internet cafes, and now people are offering Wi-Fi. At one point it was internet cafes, now Wi-Fi is being offered almost everywhere now, so that persons can tap into that and work even in a cafe. So you're undergoing development, you're gaining through experience, and also working out, you're exercising, expanding your mind, expanding your body, pushing your limitations, because we put limitations on ourselves. We put limitations on ourselves. So we have to work that, challenge that limitation in order to be able to evolve. So Coming back to that personal evolving, we have to look at ourselves and say, if I am upset with someone, or I wasn't speaking to someone, or I hold a grudge, now is not the time for that. Let's evolve with forgiveness. Let's evolve with forgiveness. Forgive the person, and you don't have to walk up to the person and say, I forgive you, and go into the whole story. You within yourself can sit in silence, talk to your higher being, whoever that may be. Right? Hopefully it's gone. Yes. And you just say, I forgive the person, and start forgiving yourself. Remember, forgiveness is a two-way street. You must have contributed in some way to that person treating you that way. And you might find what I'm saying may bother you, but we do allow and give permission for people to treat us the way they do. So you did play a role in it. So you need to forgive yourself for allowing that individuals to treat you the way they did. You played a part. You had a role in it. Okay, so you have to learn to forgive yourself. And all of that is personal responsibility and evolving in this opportunity. We have the time now to spend in silence, because they're saying no interaction, social distancing. Now they're closing. They have closed off the bars. There no dining, restaurant dining, except for guests who are in hotels, and they're limiting that as well. So of course, if you could get your food in your room, they're keeping it to that, I'm sure, so that you don't mix with others. So there's limited interaction, physical interaction, so they call it social distancing. But learn to forgive. Evolve as a human being. Evolve as a human being. Look within yourself, take the time, sit in silence, meditate. If you're doing yoga, if you didn't before, now is a good time to start. I know I need to restart my yoga. I have all the information to do so. And now is the time to really look within yourself. You have the opportunity to do so. You're not going to work. You're not rushing to go anywhere. You're at home. You're with your family. Sit down and spend time looking within yourself and asking, what about me can change? What do I need to work on to be a better version of myself? And you've heard me say this numerous times over the past 2 days. So start with you. Everything starts with you. Okay? So the first place to start evolving is with you on a personal level. The grudge, those things are building up inside of you, festering. You hate this one, you're not speaking to this one do you this one do you. Now is not the time for that. Reach out to the individual and say, hey, you don't have to have a long conversation. You just say, hey, I'm just checking on you in this time of crisis. I just wanted to reach out to find out if you're okay. The person may be shocked. That's okay. You did your part. You're not looking for anything in return. That's the important thing. Never look for anything in return. Do your part and do the right thing, which is something I've been saying over the past 2 days as well. Do the right thing. So you reach out, you call, you text, you find out, and you may be surprised. Your action will, of course, cause a reaction. And that person may now reach out to you and say, hey, how are things with you? Or they may ask, how are things with you? Don't overthink it or feel that, what would this person say? They might hang up on me. No, don't allow your mind to go there. Don't stop your mind. Tell your mind, thank you so much for sharing, and move it along. Thank you so much for sharing. And you just carry out the action, pick up the phone. If you don't have the phone number, you can find somebody who has the number for the person and just say, hey, I'm just calling to find out how you're doing. You don't have to call back a second time to make it seem like you're trying to push yourself on the person. If you feel 2 months later or weeks later, you can, but as of this moment, it will be a good thing to just reach out to persons you haven't reached out to before and just say, hi, I'm just checking up on you. Just in this situation, we have to look out for each other, and I'm just calling to find out how you're doing. And sit, meditate, and forgive. Forgive others and forgive, most importantly, yourself. So that's one aspect of evolving. Another aspect of evolving has to do with your business. I have mentioned over the course of the 2 days that we have to do things differently. Those of us like myself who have been online for years, I have been working from home for years and been online for years, and we too can get pretty comfortable in what we're doing, but we are always, and I know this for sure, even though we get comfortable, we are always looking to improve and be better, to automate, to scale our business. And it's easy to scale when you're online because there's so many platforms that allows you to start off at this level, and then as your business grows you can go up, or as it dips you come back, and as it's easy to scale by the click of a button, as opposed to traditional business brick and mortar where it will take much more investment, much more time. With online is just with the click of a button. So with your business, you have to look at, how can I evolve? So I was a mom's and pops little corner shop, or a business out in the city or wherever it may be, brick and mortar. How can I evolve? As I mentioned yesterday, you can make sure that you have an associated online business in the same way as you have the brick and mortar, so that it's easy to switch, and your customers will know that you have an online aspect of your business so that you don't lose sales. And put things in place. Now, it may not be the same experience as they may have if they were to come in physically and sit at your restaurant. You may be able, this is just for a restaurant business, you may be able to offer deliveries. People can order the food online and then you do deliveries, which is what is happening now. For persons who may be in barbering, I know, spa and those type of things, you may be able to offer probably webinars, things like these, that you may be able to help persons to say, okay, do it at home. This is what you need to do at home to help yourself to maintain your skin, to maintain your hair. So you can create online courses or webinars like these where you have live classes to teach them what they need to do, how to make their own soaps, how to make their own little creams and body washes and body scrubs, whatever it may be, or things to bring calm in a situation like this. All the essential oils and things like that, things to take care of their hair, their nails, their whatever, because people need things right now to really pamper themselves, because you have the time now to pamper, self-care, self-love, and to even expose it to your children and your family. So you do it as a family unit. So you can evolve. You have to look at, what am I doing now that I can use, what aspects of my traditional business that I can turn into an online business, so that at least it would supplement. You may not, like I said, be able to take everything from the traditional and put it over into online, but there are aspects, there's always, even if it's one or two, translate it into online. It can be done and it should be done. For those of us who are online already, like myself, we have to look at making sure, and this is even for those who want to switch to online, you have to make sure that your data is protected. You make sure that you have an SSL certificate, which secures, that's what gives you the HTTPS, that it is secured, so that persons feel secured in using your website, making payments on your website, etc. It is secured. You have to make sure everything is there. Your data is protected. Should something happen, that, let's say your website shuts down, that within less than a day, you're back up and running. So all of these things are things that you have to make sure with your host, your provider, that they have things in place to assure you that everything will be back up and running within 24 hours, 24 to 48 hours at most. So your whole business, you need to sit down now and strategize. What about my business that I need to look at? You have the time to look at the strategic plan. What you had a lovely 5-year strategic plan that had nothing to do with crisis. So now is the time for you to sit down and look at, okay, we're in a crisis now. We need to reframe our policies. We need to look back at our policies. We have the opportunity now to put things in place for staff, having online staff, having physical staff. How are we protecting our data? What do we need to do? How do we train our staff from now on? You know, all those systems and processes that we need to have in place is very, very important to have. Let me just have a little sip of water. So that is critical. So evolving on a personal level, as well as evolving with your business, is very critical. And you, as I say, it keeps coming back, you have the time. Sit down with your family. How do you evolve as a community? So we take it from the personal to the business. And then, of course, well, all of that can be used for the family. And then we're going to take it out in the community. How do we evolve as a community? I'm going to be talking more about that in terms of the disaster recovery plan, which is coming up next week. I decided to, instead of one day, I will do it as a 3-part series. So on March 25th to 27th, which is Wednesday to Friday again, we're going to be on a different platform. I wouldn't use YouTube live streaming this time. I would use Zoom for that because I want to be able to show you a couple of things. So while I'm working through it, you can also have your notepad taking notes. So as a community, we're going to be looking at that disaster recovery, and then you can now be able to work your own disaster recovery from there and evolve. This whole health pandemic crisis, whatever, is here to teach us a lesson. It is forcing us to change. It is forcing us to unravel. It is forcing us to unroll. It is forcing us to look within. It is forcing us to accept change. Stop resisting. Stop resisting. Stop trying to think that this is the only way that things can be done. And there are many other ways. And to look at what are the possibilities, the what ifs. It is important to always look at the what ifs. So as a community, I would go more into evolving as a community with that disaster recovery. But if individually and families as units, because that is what makes up a community, a number of units, family units and household makes up a community. If each person takes that personal responsibility and within the family, they sit down together and work and learn to evolve individually. So if 6 persons in a household and each person out of those 6 work on themselves individually, then the whole family unit and the household will be better. Then each household is going to be better and the community is going to be better. Then the nation is going to be better. So it starts with you. It starts with you. We all have to take personal responsibility to evolve. And one of the other images that come to my mind as well is a butterfly. You know, we all evolve. Humans evolve, animals evolve. But the butterfly goes through this process of transformation, which is also part of evolving, because evolving means to transform as well. In my thinking, you have to transform, because if you don't transform, then you remain the same. You cannot be the same. And like I keep mentioning, if you start on day 0, at day 7, 14, 21, you should not be the same. You're supposed to be better off. You're supposed to be ready and prepared for anything that comes to you, whether in your business or in your personal life. You should be better off. So as a butterfly, starts off as a caterpillar on the ground, crawling, creepy, yeah, and it eventually goes through the cocoon stage and nobody sees what's going on in there, which is something like this incubated period we have now. Nobody, I mean, we hear what is going on, but we are being incubated. We are told to self isolate, we are told to social distance. So we're in a sort of incubated period. And within this incubated period, we are supposed to transform, we are supposed to evolve. Nobody is seeing that. Nobody's supposed to come into your home and see what you're doing. Are you reading? Are you taking online courses? Are you improving yourself? Are you building things? Are you creating things? Are you changing up your business so that when the dust is settled, you're ready with a bang? Are you doing these things? Nobody's going to come in your house to see what you're preparing by the time the dust settles. So we're in an incubation period. Just like the butterfly in that little casing, you don't know what's happening. He's shifting around, he's going through whatever it is, and you don't see. But within that, there's a lot of pain. Within that incubation, that cocoon, that little animal is going through a lot of pain to turn from a caterpillar to a butterfly. It's growing wings. I'm sure it must be painful to have this thing grow out of you. Your whole body actually forms into something else. You suddenly grow these little long antennas. It's amazing that you see this crawly insect suddenly becomes a beautiful butterfly. And if you interfere with that cocoon in that process, that potential butterfly can die. It can die. So we have to, there's so much even we can learn, I mean, from animals. I always say, the animals we can learn from. Don't interfere, just like how they're saying to us, look, social distance, wash your hands, do this, do that. If people are going against what they're being told, you are putting yourself at risk and you're putting other people at risk. People can die. So it's the same thing with the cocoon and the butterfly. Don't interfere with that incubation period. If you interfere, go poke at it or interfere with it, that potential butterfly can die. So you have to try to save yourself, save your family, save your business by learning to incubate. And in that incubation period, you are evolving. As I said, nobody should be coming in your house to see what you're doing. But during that incubation period, you are planning, you are coordinating, you're putting systems in place, tools in place. You're creating, you're strategizing. You're going through the pains, the discomfort of the coronavirus, the social distancing, the not being able to hang out at bars, and as we say in Trinidad, lime, and all those different things. But we are able to create. And that's what it is about. Use this time to evolve and create. Not to complain, not to complain and to criticize. Use the time to evolve and create. So it's an incubation period that allows you to be a beautiful blossoming butterfly. You look good by the time the dust settles. Everybody's in wonder of you. By the time this whole coronavirus, is settled down and in control, you must be looking good. You mustn't be looking the same. The rain is falling much harder now. I don't know if you could hear it. But this is an absolute opportunity for us to do a lot of things personally and professionally that would allow us to grow, to develop, and to work out and challenge ourselves. And as I mentioned earlier, working out. Working out is when you hear workout, you think exercise. And I know it can be, that in itself is a pain, just a thought. And it's the one thing I'm procrastinating on that I really need to work on. I'm telling you the truth. But we need to really work out. And when I say work out here, it's not only limited to exercise. I mean, work out the mind, exercise the mind, challenge yourself. We place limitations on ourselves in all different ways. We have been programmed with limitations. We have been socialized with limitations, whether you believe it or not. These words you utter are all coming out. Your behavior, your attitude emanates and manifests these limitations. And this is why you need to spend the time to look within yourself and evolve on a different level personally here now. So you need to challenge your mind, get that book that you wanted to read or you should be reading if you're in business. Pick up one. You have 2 weeks to finish a book. You could finish it in a week given the time that you have at home. Right? If it's an audio book, do that, whatever suits you, because it doesn't have to be a physical book. You can get it on Kindle. You can get it shipped to you from Amazon directly at your house. You can get an audio book. It doesn't matter. And I'm sure there are books with workbooks, associated workbooks that you can use. You can do that. You can make your own notes, personally develop. Challenge yourself in your business. Look for books that will help you to improve your business. I am going to be bringing out a course, a coaching program where I'm going to be helping persons because I see people are having a difficult time transitioning from traditional ways of thinking into online. So I'm going to be bringing out a coaching program. So you will be seeing me, talking with me, and I will be working with you in your different business, depending on what you're offering, to guide you as to how you can switch online. I had mentioned it earlier a couple of ways, but we're going to go more in depth, and I would personally work with you to help you get started with that. So keep an eye on my website, lafontandassociates.com, the events page. So it will be lafontandassociates.com/events. All the events will be there. Check it, register, and you will know which days and times we're going to be having that training session. I will offer just an introductory just to get us started, and I will be offering a full course, coaching programs /course basically on that to guide you. Yeah, working with you on a group coaching program. So keep an eye out for that. So I'm here to assist you, to work with you. I mean, I have been doing this for many years. Working online has been always a dream of mine. I saw it from the year 2000. And not only that, my personality is one, I like to work online. I like the flexibility. I want to be able to have my own hours. I want to be able to make money from all over the world. I like the idea of getting money in the US, euros, Canadians, pounds, TT dollars, Jamaican. I just love the idea of that. And I love being able to travel when I want, take vacation when I want, for how long I want. That's just my personality. I just like that. Not that I'm against traditional work, I would do it, but that is just my personality, having that flexibility. And here it is, the world is now pushing people in that direction because they have no choice but to. They have no choice but to. And we shouldn't have had to reach to a catastrophe or a crisis in order for us to realize the potential that has been there all along with technology. Nevertheless, we are here now. We are here now, and the point is, you can learn now. That's the thing about learning. You're never too old to learn. It's never too late to learn. And once you have life, you can always learn something. So let's evolve in the opportunity. Keep an eye out on my website. There'll be a number of trainings, workshops, opportunities coming up that you need to check out. I know there are a number of people that may be offering these things, and you are free to choose whoever you wish to go with. It's fine with me. I mean, I can't stop you from whoever you wish to invest in. Some people may say because I'm here locally and I'm a Caribbean girl, I'm an island girl, they may be more, inclined to go with me. Doesn't matter. I've worked with people all over the world. I've done this type of coaching before. If you check out my LinkedIn page, you'll be able to see the kind of things that I've done, all the projects and work and the different people I've worked with. So you're free. Check it out. Check out people and see who you feel comfortable with. Reach out, as I had mentioned before, and I think either yesterday or the day before, I offer 15 minutes consultation. I have a booking page on my website. It says free consultation. You can't miss it. So if you click on that button, you can set up a free consultation, 15-minute call with me, and that would allow you to get to know me better, for me to get to know you, and we'll be able to see how we take it from there. Yeah. So, and these trainings I'm offering for free. I'm not charging you for it. You're not being charged for it now. You're not being charged for the replays. And I'm offering all of these free of charge. And this is a lot of intellectual property, believe me. But as I said, we have to evolve. I have been offering free information for many, many years. When I was in Jamaica, living in Jamaica for 21 years, I was a Gleaner columnist. I had my own column. And I was offering tips and advice for persons who wanted to get their books published, marketing, writing, publishing, all of that. I have been doing a lot of stuff for free. And I mean, we're in business and we need to make money. But we have to, in times of crisis, we have to, as I said, evolve. We have to be able to know what to give, when to hold back, how much to give, that type of thing. But at the same time, be compassionate and understanding of others' situations. Yes. So evolving in the opportunity. Let me just check back on my notes here to see if I missed anything. Okay. Yes, one of the things I wanted to mention is when you're evolving, like when I was given the definition about having your goals, you're working towards a destination, an objective, an aim, you're seeing it. You have a vision for yourself. If you don't, today's the day to start having that vision. 5 years from now, 10 years from now, even 1 year, forget the 5 years. At the end of 2020, let's just say at the end of 2020, where do you want to be? What do you want to accomplish? You can even break it down into 90 days. Every quarter, this is what I want to accomplish. Within the quarter, this is what I want to do. And at the end of the year, you can have accomplished so many things that you probably didn't accomplish in the past 5 years. So you can even have a destination, a 90-day destination. Every 90 days, a destination. Or every month, a destination. Or every day, a destination. At the end of the day, I want to be able to say, I have done this webinar. I feel accomplished just from doing this webinar for you. And I can share it, post it out, let everyone know, here's the access to the replay. And that's my day, just to be able to say, I've done this webinar. And that's how I work. Every day I inch away, just like a little caterpillar, I inch closer to my goals. I have my speed limit. I'm not running against anybody else's clock except mine. Okay? So while you're working and evolving as an individual, as a family unit, as a community, as a business, you're going to get distracted along the way. And that's okay. I'm going to say that again. You're going to get distracted along the way, and that's okay. Don't think that I'm a perfect person. I have been distracted. Things have happened. My focus moved to something else, and sometimes it needed to. Sometimes it didn't. Sometimes I start things and don't complete. It happens. It still happens today. People call it procrastination. But I remember one person said to me, maybe what you had to notice or go through at that particular point in time, you got that, and you didn't need to do the others at that particular point in time. So life has a way of just coming back, bringing that situation back to you to remind you, oh, remember you had started doing this or you had started doing that, and you come back to it again, because at that particular point now, you need to return to it. So don't beat up on yourself. If you're procrastinating or if you have gotten distracted along the way, the important thing about it is to get back on that train, get back on that bicycle, get back on that track, and try as much as possible to be disciplined and consistent, because you don't want to go back into that procrastinating or distracted situation again, because you know where you were at that point in time. But if you do, don't beat yourself up. I think we as humans are too hard on ourselves. We are too hard on ourselves um, when it comes to evolving, change, when it comes to doing anything outside of our comfort zones. Nobody's telling you you need to take a big leap, a big jump. Take baby steps. Babies make it. I don't see, I'm sure you've seen the pictures or read posts where they say, when you're a baby, because we can't remember that, but when you look back or you have kids, when they fall and drop, they don't quarrel and fuss and say, oh, what a shame. They just get up. They just get up. They may tumble and roll, but there's no shame unless we as parents make them feel ashamed. But they just keep going. They just keep going until they gain more strength in their limbs, and they just keep going and keep going and keep going. And then they feel more confident, and we as parents are like, yay, you made it. Yay. Right. So we have to be like the babies, take baby steps. And if you stumble and fall, there's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong. People say failure. If you don't try, you cannot fail. I want to say that again. If you don't try, how will you know if you will fail? It's the people who don't try and make excuses. They're the ones who fail because they haven't even tried it. They haven't even gained the experience, which is one of the things that was mentioned when I spoke about evolving. Let me just go back to it. It says, undergo development and gain through experience. How could you gain through experience if you haven't even gone through the experience? You can't gain something that you haven't been through. Watching somebody else, you can probably say, oh, I can see what they are going through, but you don't know if it will be the same for you. You have to go through that yourself. And you don't have to go through everything that everybody goes through there. I'm not saying that, so don't think in that way and say, oh, so if I see somebody going through something, I have to go through that in order to know what to learn from it. No, I'm not saying that. I'm saying based on your task, objectives, vision, you know what you want. You are running your own race. You are running your own race, and you have to set your own targets as to what you want to achieve, who you want to become, what you want to see at the end of 90 days, 180 days, 365 days, 5 years, 10 years. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. You set your own goals, objectives, vision, and decide what is the experience, what are the lessons that we want to learn. You are evolving in this time. You're supposed to be evolving at this time. You're supposed to be evolving. You're not supposed to be the same coming out of this. I keep saying it over and over. You're not supposed to be the same. If you take just one day or a couple hours and reflect, it's not going to hold back anything else in your life. It's not going to hold back anything significant in your life. Take the time and reflect and ask yourself, what can we learn from this situation? What can I gain? What are the lessons that we are being taught with this pandemic? What are the lessons? What can I learn? What can I impart on someone else? This is why I'm doing these webinars as well. I want to be able to impart these things to you and to kind of stimulate is the word I want. Stimulate your mind I want to be able to stimulate your mind. So if you weren't thinking about this before, I want you to start thinking about it now. And there are things that I wouldn't mention that may come to you, or you may say, you know, Corinne, that makes sense. Yeah, we have to be able to evolve. I was speaking to a friend and I said, you know, we are just so comfortable in where we are, and people who are in spa and things like that. I mentioned it, I think, on the first webinar on the 18th. So she's not able to make contact and have clients coming to her, you know, the whole body contact. And her husband is the only breadwinner, but we also have to look at, should something happen to him, what's going to happen to the family? How are we going to evolve from that? How are we going to sustain ourselves? How are we going to withstand that? And again, I'm going to mention about the disaster recovery plan, which is very, very critical for every family, every individual, every family, every household, every community. If we have that plan and we work together with the national agencies or your community groups, we will be stronger. We will be able to withstand. We will be able to get back up. Yes, there will be teething pains. There will be pains. There will be discomfort. There will be things to shake us. But here's what. At the end of the day, it tests our limitations. It tests us to see who and what we are made of. Yeah? What material are you made from? Are you made from steel? Yeah? Or from the putty that, you know, as children, we take the putty and we can twist it and do all sorts of things with it? Are you so malleable that, you know, people can take you and twist you into anything? Or are you like steel? You know, it doesn't matter the heat, the whatever, you just form and you stand up. You form and you stand up, and that's what you want. You want to be able to withstand the heat, take the pressure, and be stronger at the end of it. Withstand the heat, take the pressure, and be stronger at the end of it. I want Trinidad as a nation and all the other nations and countries in the world to be stronger at the end of this. What are the lessons? I know this is what they will be talking about, and they're still talking about it all now. Countries are going through things and they're encouraging and actually telling, you know, their fellow brothers and sisters in other countries, please listen to the authorities. Please do this, take ahead, don't wait, do this, do that, because this is what we went through and we don't want to see you go through that. Let's all be our brother's keeper. Back to love, back to compassion. Evolve, evolve. It's forcing us to evolve in this opportunity. It is an opportunity. As much as it is a crisis, there are opportunities in crisis. Some businesses are really ramping up at this time. E-commerce, as I mentioned, delivery, you name it. A lot of other businesses. I mean, even my business is being ramped up because, you know, this is what I have been offering. I've been pushing for online, you know, for companies and sort of move to online, but they just have been resistant. No matter what I try, they just have been resistant. They don't want to do it. And here it is. So everything is in divine timing. Sometimes things, you just have to let things go. And that is what I was told. When I thought about it, I had something just say, you know, just let it go. There's going to come a time where I wouldn't have to be begging them to. See? I don't have to beg. People are literally running people down. Some people are reaching out to me to help them with the transition. When I have been trying to reach out to people to evolve into this mode, into this new way of thinking, in this new approach, I have been trying for years and nothing. They just won't look at it. They're not considering. They don't want to hear it. They just can't. They know. And see, The environment has now forced them. Why do we have to wait? And that's the thing about evolving. We must have a vision. Why do we have to wait for a catastrophe to happen for us to change? Why? That's not strategic planning at all. Strategic planning is being able to see things ahead. What if? And the disaster recovery plan is about that too. See ahead and put things in place from now so that if it happens, you're good to go. And somebody might say, oh, you only want to think negatively. No, you are being prepared. What do they say? Better safe than sorry. Prevention is better than cure. Yeah, like that. Yeah. So put things in place so that you're not scrambling, trying to get things on board, do this, do that, and scraping. No. You shouldn't be in that position. But if you are, it's okay. It's okay. You recognize where you are, you're seeking the help, and you are making the change. Today, you are gaining from the experience. You're working out those limitations. You're challenging yourself to see who you are, what you're made of, and you're looking to unravel, unroll, grow in the development, grow in the opportunity, evolve in the opportunity. That's the important thing. It's not to beat up yourself, and I'm not here to beat up on you for not having the vision at the time. You were at a particular place at that point in time, and that's all you saw. That's all you saw. You didn't see anything else. That's all you saw. And now you have to look at something different. And we have to take what we have now and be able to say, okay, I'm not only just going to see this coronavirus, I'm going to see much more than this so that I can put things in place personally, professionally, and business-wise, that I can be ready. I can be ready should anything of this kind of magnitude come at me again. I would be ready. I've learned my lesson. I need to be able to adapt. And evolving is about adapting, change, accepting, growing, dealing with the pain, dealing with the discomfort. That's what evolving is all about. You move from this environment into another, you have to learn the ways. When you're in Rome, do like the Romans. So we are here now, we have a situation, we have to evolve, move with the times. So see what I was pushing online and technology to people for their businesses and to build customer relationships. They were not looking at it. They didn't want to. And now there is a demand for it. So yay to my business and to those who are offering this type of business. We are now in need, in demand to offer our services to you, which I'm happy for, I'm here to serve, I'm here to help you as much as possible, to get online, to use the technology. And it's not only a matter of getting online, but the real issue is being prepared for something that you never thought, for what you call that now, unforeseen circumstances. Being prepared for unforeseen circumstances, that you can be ready. You can be in a mode of readiness and not like, oh, what am I going to do? What am I going to do? You don't want to find yourself in that. Yeah, you must be up and running. So evolve, let me just recap as we're closing off. Let me just recap. We're talking about evolving in the opportunity, and what they said about evolve. When something evolves, it changes or develops over time. No rush, no rush. Like your taste in music and clothes, which evolve as you got older. All the nursery rhymes you used to know before, you have a different taste in music now, although I still like my nursery rhymes. Okay? Evolve comes from the Latin word evolvere, to unroll or to unravel. Okay? Let me just give you a little bit more. When something is unrolling or unraveling, it is doing so gradually, not all at once. So don't put pressure on yourself. Take your time. Evolve describes a development that is taking its time to reach its final destination, whatever that destination is for you, not you and everybody else. Stay in your lane. Okay? Think change with a speed limit. So you set your own speed limit. You set your own speed limit. Stay in your lane. Look at those athletes, those who are swimming, those who are running. Yes, they have their own speed limit. Your taste in music evolve, as we said from the nursery rhymes, when you were a kid and now to whatever you like today. Even places evolve, like the coffee shops, which were then internet cafes. I don't know of any internet cafes now because now everybody is using Wi-Fi in wherever they go, restaurants or otherwise, hotels, cruise ships, everywhere now are using, they're using internet, right? Wi-Fi. You're undergoing a development, you're gaining your experience, and you're working out your limitations and challenges. Yes, you're working out your limitations and challenges, and you're finding out who you are and what you're made of. And just on a final point, you're going to be distracted along the way. Procrastination is going to set in, but don't beat up on yourself. It's okay. The point about it is you recognize that you're distracted. You have fallen off the wagon. Get back up on that wagon. Recognize the importance of that destination, that vision, that goal, that objective, that aim. Get back on and keep that vision at the forefront of your mind. If you need to put up pictures, if you need to write it on your bathroom mirror, that when you go in there and you're brushing your teeth and you're spinning around, you see it, keep it as a something on your screen, yeah, your screen wallpaper on your phone, on your laptop, on your computer, whatever, it keeps reminding you. Set it as a reminder every hour or every how many hours for the day in your phone, reminding you of your vision and your goal. Whether it is a picture, whether it is a text reminder, whether it is a wallpaper, it doesn't matter. Keep that at the forefront of your mind. And try to be disciplined and consistent because you don't want to fall back. And always remember that little analogy of the butterfly, that it's in a cocoon. It's in a cocoon, just like how we are in an incubated period, social distancing. And we are called to develop in a little space that nobody's seeing us at this particular point in time, and you have the opportunity to be able to deal with the little discomfort of the space. Yes, in that cocoon, in this incubation, you're in a tight space and you have to be able to grow your wings from here. Become that beautiful butterfly. Nobody knows what's going on inside of that cocoon. Nobody could see. And try, for nobody to interfere or distract you while you're in this incubated period, in this cocoon. You're going through the pain of growing wings. You're going through the pain of getting bigger, of growing out antennas, of growing. You're going through that pain. Nobody knows the pain. They can't see. All they see is that you suddenly turn from a caterpillar into a butterfly. They don't know what happened in that little middle period there. They don't know. And they don't need to know. Sit quietly in your own space, in your own corner, reflect, look at yourself, evolve as a person, forgive. Forgive others, forgive yourself most importantly. Reach out to people at this time because let me tell you, you have no idea if you will see the person that you love, your neighbor, or anybody at any point in time ever again. Now is not a time to hold a grudge. So let's get out of our own way. Let's get out of our own way and be a better version of ourselves. Yes, let's get out of our own way and be a better version of ourselves. Be a better version of a person, a human being, mankind. Be a better family unit. Be a better community and be a better nation. That the only way it can start is with us. Start with you. Don't point a finger at anybody else and say, you're supposed to this, you're supposed to that. Start with you. You set the example. You be the role model for the others to follow. And if they're not following, that's okay. You still stay on track. Stay in your lane. Let's evolve in the opportunity. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you for your support. I enjoyed talking to you for the 3 days. Next week, I want you to register for the 3-part series for the disaster recovery plan. That is going to be awesome. If you thought this was awesome, that is going to be awesome. And then coming up the following week, we're going to be, or even if we're doing it the following week, because I don't want to bombard you too much, but I want to do a online course training on starting an online business. So for those of you in all fields, no matter what it is, to help you transition into an online business, I'm here to coach you through that. I've had many, many years of experience in that. I mean, I'm doing it. So I can coach you through it. Should you decide to work with me, I will be happy to have you. Yes? So look out for that. Go to lafontaineassociates.com/the events page. Sorry, let me not confuse you. lafontaineassociates.com/events, and you will see everything that's coming up on the page. Follow me on LinkedIn, Facebook. Just Google my name or you Google LaFontaine Associates and all the information is there. We have fabulous contributors for articles on LinkedIn. Check us out. Get to know me. Get to know the people on my team. They're awesome. And I am just so happy to have been here with you for the 3 days, Wednesday to Friday. And I'm looking forward to seeing you next week, March 25th to 27th, for the other training on the disaster recovery plan. Have a great evening. Be safe. I love you. Remember to love another and evolve in this opportunity. Thank you.